WLOR, Life Omni Radio. For talk and music, it's the way to go. Love, inspiration, family, and entertainment are all you need. Tune in for diversity, from rock to gospel to country. For entertainment that never ends, visit WLOR.net.
Well, now we have more music to listen to, Terry. And tonight, everybody, you're tuned in to Indie Music Corner right here on WLOR.net, and our special guest is Terry Quinn. We are listening to some of his great music, and now we want to hear another one. So what do you want to choose right now, Terry?
Okay, we just play something real sweet and pretty. Let's play Smoking and Drinking, which is raw and not so pretty.
Okay, Smoking and Drinking. You're welcome.
I need a shot, and I need a cigarette, and spend all of my money. I got to go. Oh, baby, I cannot stay all night long. I'm moving out all my shit, baby, and you say, why can't I ever go? Smoking and drinking. Why do you always go? Smoking and drinking. You don't have to say a thing, cause no one's what you're thinking. Why can't I ever go? Smoking and drinking. Cause I need some rhythm, and I need some rhyme. But don't cry about it, baby. And you say, why can't I ever go? Smoking and drinking. Why do you always go? Smoking and drinking. You don't have to say a thing, cause know just what you're thinking. Why can't I ever go? Smoking and drinking.
Smoking and Drinking by Terry Quinn. That is some awesome lead guitar going on there. Now, everybody,
thanks, Sherri.
You're welcome. If anybody wants to give us a call, you can call us at 508-717-8758 if you have any questions for our special guest this evening, Terry Quinn. And again, Terry, that was some great lead. Wow. Now, I have a question. I don't know if this will offend you or if this will compliment you. Has anyone ever told you have kind of like a Bruce Springsteen-y kind of sound?
A compliment. And yes, I've heard that, and I, of course, I'm no Bruce Springsteen, but
No, but I mean it's great, but it's kind of, you have that husky
yeah,
voice, you know.
yeah,
It's
I have a low voice, and so does Bruce, and but I admire him greatly, and that's just quite a super compliment for me.
okay.
I love his voice. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I was hoping I wasn't going to offend you.
You
Sheldon?
never know. You never know.
We talked earlier. We mentioned earlier that you guys had signed with Polygram Records, and how did that come about, and what happened?
We had a manager who joined forces with another manager, and that manager handled a group called Animotion, who were a one-hit wonder with Obsession, and then after they hooked up, they were with Polygram, and that was our direct end. But we got turned down by every other single one record company in town.
Are you guys still signed with Polygram?
Yeah, we did. But that was
and
our
you're
end.
And
Oh, no,
still?
not now. No, not now. We're not now. Pretty much, like we were talking about, it's all independent. I mean, I don't even know if Polygram's around anymore. You know,
They got bought up by somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like this. Nobody sells records anymore. Those record companies and all the jobs that went with those just disappeared. If you had to start that up again right now, you wouldn't have the people to do it. But like I said, and me and Sherri agree, we like it like this because it's not just a bunch of guys picking who gets to be the Rolling Stones or Nirvana or whoever, but everybody gets a shot, and so I like that. But yeah, to me, in other words, who sells records? One Direction, I guess they might. So I'd like to be their record company, but other than that, I don't think they have them anymore. A few.
Well, last year, Taylor Swift was the speaking of this, Taylor Swift was the only one that had a platinum album, and that almost didn't happen. And that almost didn't happen. And if it wasn't for her, if she didn't get that platinum nod, there would have been the first time in history since they started, doing platinum albums, selling that kind of thing, that it wouldn't have happened.
That's a good point. And what's the reason? The reason is no one is buying them. Although you got to give it to Taylor Swift, man. She's red hot, She knows how to work it,
Now, Terry, we have some fan-based questions that we like to ask our guests.
I'm sorry, Sherri. It's kind of, I can't hear you very well.
We have some fan-based questions that we like to ask our guests. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I had my mic turned down a little bit. Okay,
no problem.
The first question is, if you could play in any other band, who would it be?
Dave Grohl. I love him. Of course, I'd like to play with the biggest band in the world, depending if you think it's U2 or Rolling Stones, either one,
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. I would. That's who I'd like to play with.
Okay. Next question is, what was your favorite concert when you were younger?
My favorite concert was me and my brother went to see Bob Dylan at the Greek Theater, and which is open air and beautiful and wonderful and very small, and it was it's just Bruce Springsteen now, which is I see I'd never seen him, but I expected some guy to come out, the old man, sit on a chair, play his guitar and blow his harmonica and sing off pitch. I was expecting that, and I'm a big Bob Dylan. I like Bob Dylan. He can write songs. But,
oh yeah.
But what was amazing is when me and my brother went, he was dressed like a rock star. He had a super band. He and he came out hitting it hard, and it blew me away. So my best concert would be that one. There's a few other ones I really like, but that one lately was just overwhelming. Expecting, like I said, some old man playing "Blowing in the Wind" and having a guy come out and just worth every cent you paid for that ticket. Yeah.
One last one. Name your 5 favorite top bands.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna name All Independents, which is Hester, which is a band from the Gulf Coast. Number one band I know, I guess. Dave Grohl, I do love him. Of course, ZZ Top. I see them anytime I can, which I saw them at the House of Blues. Very good. How many more do I have? Let's see. I would number one, top of the line, would be a guy named Jimmy Hall. He used to be a singer of Wet Willie. He's older now, but can sing. He's the best blue-eyed white soul singer alive today, and that's who I would see. Number one. First 4 guys would be Jimmy Hall.
Okay.
As an independent artist, how do you define success?
I define it as, okay, what am I? Okay, I'm a recording artist. That's what I do. I mean, I play and record, and that's about it. You know, the thing that matters most to me is am I true to myself? Do I make myself happy? Does everyone love my song? I don't care. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way, because I do want people to love my song, but I have to go with, do I like it? Yes, that's what matters to me, and that's the whole thing. Am I playing guitar up to what I think is good? The song, is it good? Am I singing? You know, but it's all a matter of, I'm just trying to do the best I can do, and that makes me happy, and that's really all that matters to me.
Amen to that. Now we have another song we want to play. So why don't you tell us what song you would like that to be, and tell us a little bit about that song.
Shake It Down Cold. Let's try that one. I don't know. That's done by me and a good friend of mine, Mike Hampson. I played the bass. He did the video for it, and it's a far-out video if you ever get a chance to watch it. But it's just a kind of a different song, I'd be curious to hear if someone would call in and tell me what they think that it's all about.
That's right. You can call it 508-717-8758, and we're going to play Shake It Down Cold by Terry Quinn.
Last night I had a dream. Everybody I ever knew was there. And yeah, it was in black and white and color. It was seated right there. Now I don't know why and I don't know how I was broken. No, you never take a drunk to a second location. Gotta shake it down cold. Gotta shake it down cold. You gotta shake it down cold. Gotta shake it down, 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 down. Not a flashpoint of flesh and blood opens up a whole new box of sins, and that's when I made up my mind never to take another beating again. Now they say that money and women are the only real truth. And sometimes I just need a little salvation, and sometimes I need some proof. You gotta shake it down cold. Gotta shake it down Sometimes I just want to close my eyes, lock myself in a dark room. You gotta shake it down cold. Gotta shake it down cold. You gotta shake it down cold. Gotta shake it down. You gotta shake it down cold. Gotta shake it down cold. You gotta shake it and fake it and take it and bring it down to your soul. Yeah, you gotta shake it, baby. You gotta shake it, baby. You gotta shake it, baby. You gotta shake it down cold. You gotta shake it down.
Shake It Down Cold by Terry Quinn. Pretty awesome. Now I have a question regarding your music, if I may.
Thanks, Sherri.
I just want to say that I can tell that your influences are all over the place because that one kind of had that Lou Reed punkish kind of sound to it.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. It was a very raw, hard tune that was produced into kind of a slicker kind of a song. But yeah, it does have that.
Now, have you ever thought of using some of your music as scores for theater, movie and stuff like that?
Yes, ma'am. And we like I said, we had a lot of those with Rebel Faction, and we've had quite a few with our new group and with the Weasels. So we just that's just money from heaven. We love that. It's good for us for a lot of good reasons. Money, and it promotes our band. So we love that. Yes.
Well, I was gonna ask that question because some of your music appeared in the movie Dutch Treat. What was the whole process that you went through to get your movie or get your music placed?
The truth would be this: that, like everything else, like every guy that ever made it in any field, there's that luck thing. Mm-hmm. I always tell my friends, you name anyone that's made it, done this, done that, there's that moment, that second where that luck happens, right? If you could name anyone, I could tell you, But our deal was this. We had other movies. There's a cult movie called Thrashing. Has Josh Brolin in it, and it's, that was one of the first songs. And from that came this more songs and more songs and more songs and more songs. But the reason that we got those was because we had a manager who got a producer to produce the tracks that we were doing right then, and he had an ear. And he was a musical director. If you see these movies, in the end of it, it'll say musical director. But that guy picks them all. So he picks who he wants. And that was the way it was with us. He later ripped us off for most of our songs because, I happened to Google, Terry Quinn and songs and movies, and there were 40 extra ones that I'd never heard of or got paid for. Like I said, cost of doing business. But, even though I didn't get money, I did get a lot of publicity, blah, blah, blah. But the answer is luck. This whole thing is based on luck, and I think that might be life, but definitely the music business,
Well, you got to have talent, I don't think it's just on luck. I think you got to have talent, too, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It's what's that old saying, opportunity, what is it, meets preparation is luck. You absolutely got to have it all, but it's that one little whatever, and that was ours on that particular situation.
Now, how can others get a hold of your music? Where can they find your music for download to help support you?
Well, Reverb Nation, iTunes, Spotify, things like that. Like I said, we don't depend too much on that, but we appreciate it. We mostly live gigs because, like I said, no one's really selling records, and But the Reverb Nation is a good place to go. For the next 2 weeks, you can go there and download anything you want. Sherri, Quinn and the Weasels, Reverb Nation. You can download the whole playlist if you want for the next 2 weeks.
Awesome.
That's a special for this radio station only.
Very cool.
Well, you know this show's going to play all week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. How can my friends and fans listen? Is there a link or?
I'm going to
something?
send you a podcast. You have your own podcast you can share with your friends.
Right.
And we will be played one time a day, every day, here on WLOR for the next week.
Okay, well, I'll have to let everyone know that. And,
okay.
That's wonderful. Good.
Definitely. Sheldon?
Yeah, what's next for Terry Quinn? What you got coming up?
Well, we, like I said, we're working on 2 songs real hard right now, driving us crazy. And then me and our old bass player are shooting a video in 2 weeks. And we're going to shoot, and you don't have to play it because I know we're running out of time, but we're going to shoot Been Thinking About You, which is, when you ask what kind of songs do you write, Terry? Well, we write, like I said, anything we want. But what we want lately has been coming out very love song, which is, something that we all love songs, but we want to rock, But life and is forcing us to put out these. They're very nice. They're very sweet. I like them a lot. That's why I'm putting them out. But they're not super hard. And anyway, we're shooting the video for that in 2 weeks. And after that, we're probably just going to start playing up and down the coast here, Portland, Seattle, that kind of a thing. And then in the middle of it, we record all the time. We release singles as opposed to, we wait for a while and then have an album. But a single comes out pretty often for us.
I think that's becoming more and more of the way of things that people are doing. They're releasing individual the A and B sides, I guess, digital A and B sides, and then they're building the album off of those. And really, there is no filler. You look back at the old days with the record, and the band had one really great hit, and so you go out and buy the album that turned out to be the great song on it. So, but nowadays you can do this, and so that every song is a good song.
Yes. iTunes made that happen for us, right? A la carte, just the ones we like, filler is, like I said, why do you do it and what satisfaction you get is not making filler. Like I said, it's got to be just what I think's good enough. So I like that. No filler. Who wants to hear filler anyway?
Right.
But yes. We find that, and the reason that we do release singles is because we it's kind of like the full circle kind of thing. Like I hear they used to do that without albums, and also when the album comes out, it's like 6 months from now, man, we got a new record coming out, boy. 5 months, wait for it. Boom! Today our album comes out. Next day, non-event.
Right.
But it used to be a big thing, and now it's kind of like I said, a non-event.
Well, maybe you can call your next album that. You can call it an all-beef hot dog without the filler.
There you go. Let me write that down. Okay, all right.
That was good, Sheldon. So Terry, I'm going to ask him, Sheldon. If there was a young artist that came to you today and asked you to show him the ropes, what would you tell him for inspiration?
What do you mean by that? Well, I mean, in other words, there's so many things I could tell him.
Well, say they have a heart for music, okay, and it's in their heart, it's in their soul, it's something they really, really want to do, like when you were 13 years old and you had someone inspire you. What would you do to inspire that person?
Okay, I think I would I bet they would not listen to a word I said. But I wish someone had said that to me, yes. Because I went through the whole, I want to make $1 million, I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. I went through it all. But I would say this: do it because you love it. Don't do it for any other reason. Don't do it for cars or this or that or fame. Because I've met a lot of guys that's all they care about. You know, they bought a guitar 2 years ago, and now it's goodbye. You know, and I would say do it for the love of it, because in the end, ultimately, that's the only thing that you're going to be guaranteed to get out of it.
Amen to that. Great advice. Now we're going to play it. We're going to leave out on one last song of yours. What song would you like that to be?
What do we got left?
We've got I've Been Thinking About You, Must Have Been Dreamin', Rock and Roll Guitar Player.
Right. Well, like I said, we're going to shoot the video to Must Have Been Dreaming, and it's kind of a battle kind of a thing. Let's do Rock and Roll Guitar Player, and that is good advice to any musician, because that's the truth right there. That's just what it's going to be like, and it ain't pretty. But let's rock it out on the way out. That's okay with you guys.
That'd be fine.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for having me on the show, and I certainly appreciate it.
We thank you,
Thank you, Terry.
very much, and
Thank
we love
you.
your music, and come back again sometime. We appreciate it.
Anytime.
And you have a great night.
Thank
This
you.
is Terry Quinn, everybody, and we're leaving out with Rock and Roll Guitar Player. Good night, Sheldon. Good night,
Good
Terry.
night.